Z. That should be good. Oh, then it's good practice to close your scanner. I always forget to do that, although it's not necessary. Scanner.close. All right, let's test this. Enter side X, that is 4. Enter side Y, let's say 5. The hypotenuse is 6.5. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, we're going to be generating some random values, some random integers, doubles, and booleans for you. So in order to use random values, we should probably import the random class found within the library. So outside of the class, this is what we're going to type. We're going to import java.util.random, semicolon. And now we have access to the random class, and that provides us a few options. We need an instance of the random class for us to use. Within the main method, we're going to create an instance of the random class by typing random with a capital R. It's the same name as the class, random. We need a name for this instance. Let's call it random, all lowercase, kind of like what we did with that video on scanners. Random equals new random. That's kind of random. Then a set of parentheses, then a semicolon. We now have access to this random instance to generate some random values for us. But there's a disclaimer here. These are not true random numbers, but something called pseudo-random numbers, which are pretty darn close. So I just wanted to give you that disclaimer before we got started, so you don't call me a liar. Let's generate a random integer and store this within an integer variable, like int x. Int x equals, and to generate a random integer, we're going to type the name of our random instance, random.nextInt. There's also a few others like next boolean, next double, next float. I'll get to those later. What we would like for now is next int. And then we will display the result with a printline statement. We will display the value of x. So the results are on a scale between, I would say, just under -2 billion to just over +2 billion. So you'll probably want to limit that. Let's pretend that we're going to roll a 6-sided dice. So to limit the scale or the size of the random number that we'll generate, we can pass in a value to our next int method. So within the parentheses of our next int method, we'll limit the size of the integer that's going to generate. If we would like a 6-sided dice, we're going to place 6 here. But there's one catch with this though. This will generate a random number between 0 0 and 5 because computers always start. And with a print line statement, we can display the hypotenuse is freedom provides with its random equals. We now, here's a disclaimer here. These are not true random numbers, but something called pseudo-random numbers, which are pretty darn close. So I just wanted to give you that disclaimer before we got started, so you don't call me a liar. Let's generate a random integer and store this within an integer variable like int x. Int x equals, and to generate a we want to limit that. Let's pretend that we're going to roll a 6-sided dice. So to limit the scale or the size of the random number that we'll generate, we can pass in a value to our next int method. So within the parentheses of our next int method, we'll limit the size of the integer that's going to generate. If we would like a 6-sided dice, we're going to place 6 here. But there's one catch with this though. This will generate a random number between 0 and 5 because computers always start with 0. And let's see if I can roll a 0. Nope. There we go. All right. So one way to solve this is that if we want the numbers 1 through 6, we can just add 1. So now we'll get a random number between 1 and 6, just like that. This time, let's generate a random double value. For now, I'll turn this line into a comment. And let's create a new variable called double y. Double y equals random dot next, where is it? Double. And we will display the value of y. Next double is going to give us a random value between 0 and 1. So this probably has some uses for something. What that is, I'm not really sure, but hey, you know you can do this now. Let's also generate a random Boolean value. So Boolean z equals random dot next Boolean. And we will display the value of z. So this is going to give us either true or false. Well, everybody, that's how we can use the random class to generate some pseudo-random values for us. If you would like a copy of this code, I will post this in the comments down below. But yeah, that's a few uses of the random class. Also, be sure to leave a like, drop a random comment down below, and subscribe if you'd like to become a fellow bro. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your bro. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, I'm going to teach you guys all about if statements in Java. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Make sure you like, comment, and alright guys and gals, in this video we're going to talk about if statements. An if statement is a very basic form of decision making. When an if statement evaluates to be true, it will perform a block of code.
जावा सीखने के लिए तो मैं आपको जावा प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज का बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक डिस्कस करने वाला हूं। अगर आप एक बिगिनर है जावा प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज सीखना चाहते हैं तो आपको ये जरूरत नहीं होगा तो प्रोग्राम पूरा एग्जीक्यूट नहीं करेगा। इसीलिए मेन मेथड को पब्लिक बनाया गया ताकि क्लास के बाहर से इसे एक्सेस किया जा सके। अब हम स्टैटिक की बात करते हैं, किसे स्टैटिक क्यों लिखा गया है। मैं पब्लिक से, पब्लिक एक एक्सेस मॉडिफायर है जावा में, तो मेन मेथड को पब्लिक इसलिए बनाया गया है ताकि हम क्लास के बाहर से मेन मेथड को एक्सेस कर सके या फिर इसे कॉल कर सके। हमारा जो जेवीएम होता है जो प्रोग्राम्स को रन करता है वो क्या करता है, क्लास के बाहर से मेन मेथड को एक्सेस करता है जब हम प्रोग्राम को रन कराते हैं। तो अगर ये मेन मेथड हमारा पब्लिक नहीं रहेगा तो हमारा जेवीएम इस मेन मेथड को कॉल नहीं कर पाएगा और हमारा प्रोग्राम एग्जीक्यूट नहीं होगा। जब मेन मेथड ही एग्जीक्यूट नहीं होगा तो प्रोग्राम पूरा एग्जीक्यूट नहीं करेगा। इसीलिए मेन मेथड को पब्लिक बनाया गया ताकि क्लास के बाहर से इसे एक्सेस किया जा सके। अब हम स्टैटिक की बात करते हैं, किसे स्टैटिक क्यों लिखा गया है।
When you got started programming in Java, I bet somebody just told you that you had to have this public static void main string args, and in there is where you write your code. And I bet you probably thought, oh, wait, what does that mean? Wait, what's with public static void main string args? What does all that mean? And they probably told you, shut up, nope, don't ask, don't, shut up, stop. No, just program, just do it. Write it. Put that in there. That's what you got to do. And you probably went, whoa, okay, all right, I'll do it. But that question is probably still going on in your head. What does all of that actually mean? So I promise that in just a few minutes, you're going to know what each individual piece of that means, what it does, and what it's used for. So let's get to it. So I think the best way to think about what is happening here is that the JRE, the Java runtime environment on your computer, has to call your program's main method to trigger the program to run. So for example, I have a class here called main method explanation that has a main method. And what the JRE is actually going to do is call this main method, something like this. So with main method explanation dot main. And it's going to pass in arguments. And all the pieces of this public static void main string args method signature are designed to make that call work. So first things first, public. Why is it public? Well, it's public because this method has to be callable by something outside of this class. If this method was something else like private or protected, the JRE wouldn't have the access to call it, so the method has to be public. If this was private instead, only this class would be able to call it. And so it's kind of like saying, hey, I'm a great program, and the JRE goes, great, how can I run you? It's like, yeah, he can't. Only I can run me. And that's a pretty useless program. So next, why static? So a static method is a method that can be called on a class without needing an instance of that class to run it against. And that's how the JRE is actually going to call your program. It's not going to create an object
code, and that is it. Here's an example. Let's say we have a variable called maybe age. Int age equals, and let's set this to 18. We can perform a block of code if some condition that we state evaluates to true. So this is how to create an if statement. We type in the word if, a set of parentheses, and then a set of curly braces. So within the parentheses of the if statement, this is the condition. We can check to see if somebody is perhaps 18 or older. So what we could do is write a condition such as age is greater than or equal to 18. Within our program, when we reach this if statement, we're going to check to see if this evaluates to be true or false. Currently, our age is set to 18, so this will evaluate to be true, and we will perform whatever is within the set of curly braces. So let's print a message such as, you are an adult. And let's test this. So our age is 18, our if statement evaluates to be true, and therefore we will perform this block of code associated with this if statement, and we will display the message, you are an adult. What if we change this to maybe 12? And then with our if statement, when we reach this condition, this will evaluate to be false. Therefore, we will skip this block of code as if it never even happened. We could perform a different action instead. We could write an else statement. There is no condition. We just need the word else followed by a set of curly braces. Now we are forced to take one of two actions. We will check to see if our condition is true. If it is true, we will perform this block of code. If it's false, we will instead perform this block of code. So let's print a different message. You are not an adult. So we are forced to perform one of two actions. If our condition is true, we will perform our if statement. If it's false, we will perform our else statement. And this states that you are not an adult. Now, it is entirely possible to check more than one condition before reaching an else statement, and that is by using what is called an else if statement. So we type else if, a set of parentheses, and then a set of curly braces. So we can check an additional condition before reaching our else statement. So let's check to see if our age is greater than or equal to 75. All right. And then we will print a message such as, okay, boomer. So pay attention to this. Let's change our age to 75 and run this. All right. Well, it displays you are an adult. That's because our if condition evaluates to true because 75 is greater than or equal to 18. So it's going to skip everything else and ignore these blocks of code and continue on with the rest of the program. So if we want to first check to see if somebody's age is greater than or equal to 75, what we could do is move this to our if statement, and I'll just switch these around and change our else if statement to 18. So we'll first check to see if somebody is greater than or equal to 75. If they are, we will first print okay boomer. Else if their age is greater than or equal to 18, we will display you are an adult. And let's try this again. And it displays okay boomer. So you can see that we got an entirely different result with these if statements. If the condition evaluates to be true, it's going to perform its own block of code and skip everything else. You can check more than one condition by adding else if statements. We could check one more thing perhaps. Else if age is greater than or equal to 13, then we can display another message such as you are a teenager. And if we changed our integer variable age to 13, this will display you are a teenager. There is one thing that you should know. These symbols, the less than sign, the equal sign, the greater than sign, these are known as comparison operators. So they work normally as what you would imagine. However, if you want to compare if something or some value is equal, you don't use one equal sign. That's using the assignment operator. So we're attempting to assign our variable age equal to 75. If we need to compare if something is equal, we use two equal signs. So that's just one thing that is specific for programming. So we can check to see if our age is equal to 75. And this time it will print okay boomer. So that's all what an if statement is. It's a basic form of decision making for your program. If a condition evaluates to be true, then it will perform a block of code. If its condition is false, it will perform its else statement. Unless you have else if statements, then it's one by one going to check to see if these conditions are true before reaching the else statement. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the basics of if statements. If you would like a copy of all of this code, I will post this in the comments down below. And if I could ask a favor of you, I would greatly appreciate it if you smash the like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe if you'd like to become a fellow bro. Hey, how's it going everybody? It's your bro, hope you're doing well, and in this video I'm going to teach you guys about switches in Java, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. You can become a hero and save our channel by smashing that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe if you'd like to become a fellow bro. Okay, welcome back ladies and gentlemen. In this video I'm going to explain how switches work. A switch is a statement that allows a variable or other value to be tested for equality against a list of values. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're using a lot of if statements back to back, it's probably more efficient to use a switch statement instead. Here are the different data types that we can use to test for equality within a switch. And according to this description, one thing that we can check is the equality of a string. For this program, let's test to see if a string, let's say it's going to be a day of the week, is equal to a list. How's it going everybody? It's your bro, hope you're doing well, and in this video I'm going to teach you guys everything you need to know to get started, bro. Hey, how's it going everybody? It's your bro. Hey, how's it going everybody? It's your bro, hope you're doing well, and in this video I'm going to teach you guys about switches in Java, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. You can become a hero and save our channel by smashing that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe if you'd like to become a fellow bro. Okay, welcome back ladies and gentlemen. In this video I'm going to explain how switches work. A switch is a statement that allows a variable or other value to be tested for equality against a list of values. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're using a and subscribe if you'd like to become a fellow bro. Okay, welcome back ladies and gentlemen. In this video I'm going to explain how switches work. A switch is a statement that allows a variable or other value to be tested for equality against a list of values. So if you find yourself in a situation equality against a list of values. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're using a lot of if statements back to back, it's probably more efficient to use a switch statement instead. Here are the different data types that we can use to test for equality within a switch. And according to this description, one thing that we can check is the equality of a string. For this program, let's test to see if a string, let's say it's going to be a day of the week, is equal to a list of days of the week. If there's a match, we can display a custom message. So let's say string day equals maybe Friday, because I like Friday. And we will create a switch to see if our day equals a certain day. So this is how to create a switch. Type in the word switch, a set of parentheses, then a set of curly braces. Within the parentheses, we're going to list the value or the variable we would like to test for equality against a listing of cases. So our first case will be Sunday. This is what we're comparing our value or variable to. We're going to compare this variable to our case. So type in the word case followed by the value, colon, and if there is a match, what would you like to do? So I would like to perform a print line statement that states, it is Sunday. And then this next part is important. It's important to add the keyword break, so we break out of the switch and continue on with the rest of our code. So let's create another case for Monday. So I'm going to copy and paste, change Sunday to Monday, and I will print, it is Monday. So I'm going to repeat this process a few times. And it's done. So I have a case for each day of the week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I have a corresponding print line statement for each day of the week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, so on and so forth. So with our string of day, we're going to place this within the switch statement to compare it for equality against a list of values. One by one, our switch is going to evaluate our day against each case. If there is a match, it's going to perform this subset of code. If there is no match, it's going to continue down to the next case and check to see if these values are equal. So let's test it. Currently our day is set to Friday, so this should display it is Friday. All right, so let's change this to Monday next. And this will display it is Monday. All right, this is why it's important to have these breaks after each case. So I'm going to remove this for this demonstration and show you why these are important. So if we were to run this again, this time we do not have those breaks. As soon as there is a matching case, we will perform this subset of code, as well as each subset of code that comes after our matching case. So that's why it's important to have these breaks within, well, after each case within our switch. So what if there is no match? Let's say our day is equal to pizza, which is not a day, but honestly, it really should be. Well, it will basically just do nothing. So one thing that we could do is add a default. Default, colon, if there is no match, what do we want to do? System.out.println, that is not a day. So let's try this again. If there is no match within our switch, we will perform whatever is set within the default case, which displays pizza is not a day. So that's all what a switch is. It allows a very variable or other value to be tested for equality against a list of values. If you find yourself in a situation where you're using a lot of if statements, it might be better to use a switch instead. So that's all about switches. If you would like a copy of this code, I will post this in the comments down below. down below. Please which displays allows a allows a variable or other value to be tested for equality against statements like a like button. How's it going, everybody? To below and subscribe if you'd like to become a fellow bro. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your bro. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to discuss the three logical operators: the and, the or, and the not logical operators. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. If you find this video helpful, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support will help keep this channel running. Alright, everybody, let's discuss logical operators. These can be used to connect two or more expressions, and there are currently three that I'm going to discuss: the and logical operator, which is two ampersands, the or logical operator, which is two straight bars, and lastly, the not logical operator, which is an exclamation point. Let's begin with the and logical operator. We can check to see if two or more conditions are true. If both conditions are true, an entire statement will evaluate to be true. Here's an example. Let's say we have an integer called temperature, temp for short, and we'll set this to 25 degrees Celsius. Let's write an if-else if statement to check to see what the temperature is and display a message based on the result. So let's check to see if our temp is greater than 35. Is that we're going to bro. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your bro. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to discuss the three logical operators: the and, the or, and the not logical operators. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. If you find this video helpful, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support will help keep this channel running. Alright, everybody, let's discuss logical operators. These can be used to connect two or more expressions, and there are currently three that I'm going to discuss: the and logical operator, which is two ampersands, the or logical operator, which is two straight bars, and lastly, the not logical operator, which is an exclamation point. Let's begin with the and logical operator. We can check to see if two or more conditions are true. If both conditions are true, an entire statement will evaluate to be true. Here's an example. Let's say we have an integer called temperature, temp for short, and we'll set this to 25 degrees Celsius. Let's write an if-else if statement to check to see what the temperature is and display a message based on the result. So let's check to see if our temp is greater than 35. Actually, let's make that 30. If temp is greater than 30, then we will display it is hot outside. So how can we check to see if our temperature is within a certain range? Well, we could use the AND logical operator to do so. Next, let's write an else if statement, and this time we're going to have two conditions, not just one. So first, we'll check to see if our temp is greater than or equal to, let's say, 20. And we would like to check to see if our temp is less than or equal to 30. So in order for this statement to be true, both conditions must be true. That's why we're using the AND logical operator. This side, as well as this side, both of these conditions need to be true for this entire statement to evaluate as true. So if our temperature falls within this range, let's display a message. It is warm outside. And then else, it's cold outside. System.out.print line, it is cold outside. And let's try it. So currently our temperature is 25, and when we run this, it displays it's warm outside. If our temperature was 35, then it's going to display it is hot outside. If it's less than 20, well then this portion is going to evaluate to be false, but this portion will evaluate to be true. So therefore, this entire statement will be false then, since both conditions must be true. So if our temperature is 15, which is cold, it's going to display it is cold outside. That is the AND logical operator. For a statement to be true, both conditions must be true. Next up to bat, we have the OR logical operator. This will check to see if one or more conditions is true. If at least one of the conditions is true, then the entire statement is true then. So do you remember those old computer games like Oregon Trail where you usually had to type Q to quit the game? Well, let's replicate something like that via a scanner. So let's accept some user input. Scanner equals new scanner. Within the parentheses, system.in, and we will need an import java.util.scanner. So we will ask the user if they want to quit the game, and in order to do so, you have to press either lowercase q or uppercase q, but we'll need a prompt first. You are playing a game. Press lowercase q or uppercase q to quit. And we will store our answer within a variable. Let's call this response. String response equals scanner.next. Next, we'll store the next key that you press within a variable, a string variable. So let's check to see if our response is equal to lowercase q or uppercase q. If, then within the condition of the if statement, our response, and with strings, to check to see if two strings are equal, you need to use the equals method. It's a little bit different with strings. If our response is equal to lowercase q, we're going to use the OR logical operator. If our response is equal to uppercase Q, then that means the user wants to quit the game. You quit the game. Else, they still want to play the game, so we'll print a different message. You are still playing the game. Pew pew. And let's test this. You are playing a game. Press Q or Q to quit. So I'm just going to type no, and it says you are still playing the game. But you know what? This game is kind of lame, so I'm going to press lowercase q to quit. It states you quit the game. On the other hand, I could have pressed uppercase Q to quit the game, so let's try that. Uppercase Q. You quit the game. So with the OR logical operator, as long as one of these conditions is true, then this entire statement will evaluate to be true. And last but not least, we have the NOT logical operator, which is represented by an exclamation point. This will reverse the Boolean value of a condition. So using the NOT logical operator, we could make some changes to how our program is written. So if we precede these conditions with the NOT logical operator, this will reverse the Boolean value that these evaluate to. So we're checking to see if our response is not equal to Q, or our response is not equal to uppercase Q. And then we should probably change this middle logical operator to be AND. So if our response does not equal lowercase q and our response does not equal uppercase Q, then that means this person, this user, still wants to play the game. Else, they are going to quit the game. So this will work much the same. You are playing a game, press Q or Q to quit. No, because this is a fun game. On second thought, this game is in fact kind of lame, so I'm going to press Q to quit the game. You quit the game. So that is what the not logical operator is. If you precede something with the not logical operator, it's going to reverse the Boolean value based on what it's going to resolve to. So in this case, we check to see if our response does not equal lowercase q and our response does not equal uppercase Q, then this person still wants to play the game. else they're going to quit the game. So those are the three logical operators: the AND logical operator, the OR logical operator, as well as the NOT logical operator. If you would like a copy of all this code, I will post everything in the comments down below. Please be sure to do me a favor and smash that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe if you'd like to become a fellow bro. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your bro. Hope you're doing well, and in this video I'm going to teach you guys about while loops in Java, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. 1 like equals 1 prayer for the YouTube algorithm. Alright guys and gals, let's talk about while loops. A while loop executes a block of code as long as its condition remains true. It's like an if statement, but it will continue that block of code continuously as long as its condition remains true. Here's an example. Let's create a program that will ask somebody for their name. If they attempt to not type in anything, well, we'll keep on prompting the user to type in their name. The only way for them to escape the while loop is to type in something, aka their name. So let's create a scanner. Scanner equals new scanner. Within the parentheses, system.in. We'll need an import, so be sure to include that at the top. Import java.util.scanner. We'll need a name variable. String name equals, and we'll just set this to a pair of quotes for now. This is how to create a while loop. Type while, then you need a set of parentheses, and then a set of curly braces. It's kind of like an if statement. We'll put our condition within the parentheses. If this statement, this condition remains true, then we will execute this block of code continuously until our condition is no longer true, until it evaluates as false. This is our condition. Name dot is blank. If somebody attempts to skip the process of entering their name, it will keep on prompting the user to type in a name. So let's create a print line statement. Actually, I'm going to change this to a print statement. Enter your name. And we will store the result within our name variable. Name equals scanner dot next line. And when we escape the while loop, we will display a welcome message. Hello plus name. All right, that is it. Let's try this. Our program states enter your name. I'm not going to type in anything. I'm just going to hit enter. So you can see it keeps on prompting me to enter my name. Enter your name. No. Enter your name. No. This time I'm going to type in my name because I give up. Enter your name, bro. Therefore, our condition is now false because our name is no longer blank, and we have exited the while loop and continued on with the rest of our code. There is a variation of the while loop. It's called a do loop, and how we write this is that we move the condition to the end of the block of code, and preceding this block of code, we write the word do. So what makes